Hello, beautiful soul. Welcome to the channel, or welcome back. This timeless pick-a-card reading is entitled, What You Need to Know Right Now. And if it found you today, trust that it's for a reason. So we have 5 piles here. Each one holds a message, but also the hidden question that Spirit wants to answer for you. You won't know the question until after you choose, so let your intuition guide you and trust that you'll land on the pile that is meant for you. We will, of course, be pulling some additional oracle cards and tarot for clarification to give you the message that Spirit would like you to know right now. Timestamps are below. Feel free to jump to the pile or piles that you feel most drawn to. And after you watch, I'd love to know in the comments, which one did you choose? And did the message surprise you? And if you want more magic like this and extras I don't share on YouTube, make sure you're on my email list. It's free and the link is in the description. And if this pick-a-card reading sparks something deep within you, a decision, a desire, a shift in direction or perspective, and you'd like a little more personalized insight into your path, you can always book a Wilde Possibilities tarot reading with me. That link is in the description also. If this reading brings you clarity, comfort, or a spark of magic, consider liking or sharing it with someone who might need it too. Now, let's see what Spirit most wants you to know and why you're hearing it now. Here's our piles. We have the Silvery Yellow, pile number 1. We have the Tangerine, pile number 2. We have the Teal, pile number 3. We have the Golden Yellow, pile number 4. And we have the lovely Heart Chakra Green, pile number 5. All right, Silvery Yellow, pile number 1. Let us see what your question is, what Spirit would like you to know right now. Ooh, what opportunities are getting ready to emerge? All right, we like that. We like opportunities. Yes, we do. Okay, so we're going to pull some tarot and some oracle cards, and let us see what we need to know about that for you. Pile number 1. Pile number 1. What opportunities are getting ready to emerge? All right. Pick one here. Let's put them face down so we don't get influenced by what we're seeing. All right, let's see. All right, and let us pull from this tarot deck. We'll take 3. We may pull some more for further insights. Okay, but let's start with this and let's see what we have. Opportunities that are getting ready to emerge for you. What do we need to know about that? Be proud of yourself. Last quarter moon in Taurus. Okay. Now you can work with the moon timings or not. We're just, using the energies here. And Moonstruck, take a breath. Okay. Everything's a metaphor with these cards. So there's, take a breath is like a gasping, like, oh my gosh, like this is really happening. And of course, Moonstruck, there is magic involved here with this opportunity that's getting ready to emerge. Now, it's interesting. We have Taurus showing up here because Taurus represents the 2nd house in astrology, which is all about our mullahs, our monies. But it's also about our self-worth and self-esteem. It's our safety and security needs. So this may have something to do with something that you are using your energy behind, like something that you have creatively put your stamp on, something that's tied to your identity that makes you feel really proud of yourself, that you have created this, that you have done this. There could be some recognition headed your way. That you're getting an opportunity because someone is noticing you and recognizing your unique qualities, abilities, etc. Now, this can be in any area of life, of course, but it could be related to money and career, absolutely, with the Taurus energy showing up. Okay, but it could be in any other sense as well. Taurus is connected with Venus. So this could also be anything to do with the arts, creativity, these types of things. Yes, money, of course. But it could be too that you're going to be recognized for your artistic or creative talents, and an opportunity comes because of that. So that's very interesting. But let's see. And what's interesting too is we have last quarter moon. So that is suggesting to me that something is coming to fruition, like you have been working on it. And notice too that in this card, the moon is full. So something's coming to fruition, like it's blossoming, it's blooming, like it's the right and ripe moment for this to be happening. Like the timing is very aligned for you with this. All right, let's see what we have with the tarot. I'm not going to use reversals. Okay. All right. We have 5 of Wands. We have the 4 of Cups. And wow. And the Ace of Wands. So here comes the opportunity. You have maybe been struggling a little bit here, 5 of Wands, maybe with some chaotic energy, wondering if this thing would ever come to some sort of fruition. It could also just be that you put a lot of moving pieces, moving parts together. Things may, it's like when you move, right? And you have all these moving boxes and everything is all around you, and it is total chaos and craziness. And you're wondering, like, is anything ever going to find its place? Am I ever going to feel settled? Are things going to gel together? Things are gelling together. And here's the universe, because you are over it. I love her shirt. It says over it, right? You're kind of like, I've given it all I could give it to make it happen. Like, I need a lucky break. I need a chance. I need the outside forces of the universe to acknowledge that I have really been doing my best to get this thing to happen. Okay, 5 of Wands. I've tried all sorts of things. It's just, it's just the chaos before the clarity. Really, that's what it is. And so here comes the universe with this beautiful 4 of Cups saying, yes, this is the right time now. You should be proud of yourself that you stayed true to your mission, because notice we have a 5 of Wands, but then we have an Ace of Wands. Like, you did not waver from the task at hand. Like, you kept going. You kept your energy focused despite the fact that it was chaotic. And here's the universe arriving with the thing that's going to lift and perk up your spirits. Also, the Ace of Wands here, this is something, a golden opportunity. You can see the little golden orb around her hand. Again, very much tied in with the Taurus energy too, with this golden energy, and even with our crystal here. So we have something that is going to energize you and help you start in a brand new direction. And this is something probably to do with something in business, because it's the Wands, but it's also something new that you're going to be doing with your energy. And so we have the closure, like we have the thing coming to fruition, but then because this opportunity is happening, we have the new coming in. We have the next phase, the next chapter that comes out of this situation finally happening for you. So this is very nice. Let's pull 2 more cards. But the Ace of Wands is very nice because it's really the energy aligning big time. And you were pretty close to maybe feeling like, what was the point? And that's the thing to keep an eye on. It's, the cliche. It's always darkest here, right before the dawn. So it's interesting. All right, let's pull 2 more cards here for you. Well, yeah, we have a 5 of Swords. See this, that mental stress and energy. You're like, is this ever going to happen? And then we have the Page of Wands. Okay. So yeah, we are starting with something new. There may be something that you're going to be investigating. You're going to be beginning, I think, very soon. This could be happening for you fast. I mean, wands are usually quick. It could be within the next week to the next month where this situation is happening for you. But there is energy here of action. So you will be maybe traveling, moving on something quickly with this fire energy. This may be happening also when the moon is in Aries or Leo or Sagittarius. So you'd have to consult the calendar for that. But what's interesting here is that this action that you're taking, this initiation of this energy, is going to absolutely put any doubts to rest for you. Because fives are energy of change. So things are in flux. Things are in the state of getting ready to emerge. It's just a matter of taking a breath and not falling back into despondency and upset like it's never going to happen. Like, I mean, and that's only human. We can all get like that, where when it is darkest before the dawn, we can get in that funk. Oh, we're over it. It's never going to happen. Forget it. No. This is really, this energy here is keep the faith. I mean, you're about to turn a major energetic corner and have this fresh new beginning for yourself that, yes, you will be acting on it. This is not just thinking about it or talking about it. We are taking action. We are saying yes to something that's coming in, this opportunity. Here it is. It's going to really emotionally energize you, physically energize you, and get you started on a whole new track with this Page of Wands. So keep an eye on this Five of Swords and this Five of Wands energy and how it might be, how it might be affecting you right now. Because that is about to shift. Okay, and let's pull one more moon card for you and see what you need to know. What else is important? Okay, luck is on your side. New moon in Sagittarius. And it's interesting too, because we have the Sag energy showing up here. Of course, this is a timeless reading depending on when you're watching it here on YouTube. It doesn't have to necessarily refer to Sagittarius season, but it's the idea that we are taking aim at a new adventure, a new target, something new. Again, opportunities, something new is getting started. And luck is on your side. And in my opinion, our mindset, our attitude has a lot to do, and of course our aligned actions has a lot to do with making our own luck. So that's why it's important to keep an eye on these 2-5 energies here, that we don't get stuck in that. And even the Four of Cups, where we're kind of slipping into, an emotional funk, to keep the vibe high and expectant. Know that you're proud of yourself, your efforts, whatever you're doing here. Take a breath before you get swept up in the Five of Swords, Five of Wands, and have the faith, which is very Sagittarius. Have the faith that you will hit your target, things will work out for you, and that the luck is on your side. And again, we make our own luck. It comes through being proud of ourselves, betting on ourselves, taking a chance on ourselves, and embracing opportunity when it comes in. And this is such a good opportunity. All this fire, like this is going to fire you up with this new beginning. And things could move very fast. I mean, Sagittarius is not a slow sign at all. Okay, so things could really take off for you. It may start out a little, I don't want to say slow, because even the Page of Wands isn't slow, but you may start out at a minimal velocity, and then all of a sudden things really take off for you with this Sag energy. So Sagittarius, of course, is connected a lot with enthusiasm. It's connected with writing, publishing. It's connected with academia, travel, international businesses, spiritual businesses, philosophies, exploration, expanding your mind, expanding your opportunities, your mindset, like really having an adventure and going for it. So that's what we have going on here. It's because you are tapping into feeling good about yourself, that you will take this risk for yourself, which is very Sagittarius, and expand your horizons in a very exciting new direction. Okay, we have our beautiful tangerine color. Let's see what your question is. What does Spirit want you to know right now? Ooh, what can I do to support my healing? Okay, let's see what we need to know about that for you. Tangerine pile. We're going to pull from both of these oracle decks. Let us see. What can I do to support your healing? Okay. What can I do to support your healing? What can you do to support your healing? Okay, let's see. Let's see. Pile number 2. We're going to put these face down so we do not get influenced by anything that may pop out. Let's see. Let's see. What can you do to support your healing? All right. And now we're going to pull from this tarot. We're going to put these face down also. No reversals with this. Oh, and that one fell right out. Okay. We will come back to this deck in a moment. All right, let's see what we need to know for you. What can you do to support your healing? Spirit feels this is important for you right now. New moon. Oh, look at this. New moon in Aquarius. Open up to change. And doing things. Aquarius is always about doing things a little differently. Pluto is in Aquarius right now and will be for the next 15 years. So it can really be about detox, diving deep, physical, mental, emotional, psychological healing, because of course, all of that plays such a role in our physical body as well. Okay, so let's see. We're going to keep diving into this energy. And Quicksilver moon changes. Wow, so we have 2 change energies here. Isn't this interesting? Now, everything's a metaphor with these cards, but it can be that some of you are facing maybe changes in your well-being. Like, maybe you're going through the change in life, hormonal shifts. It could be, something to do with pregnancy. Maybe you're pregnant and your body's going through changes, or the menopause, or, something else. Maybe you're on a new medication and it's affecting you. I mean, whatever's going on, there could be things that are changing within your body. But it's also too that maybe you do really want to make some changes, but you haven't quite opened yourself up yet to making those changes. And Aquarius energy, yes, can be very innovative, very into cutting edge technologies and futuristic thinking, but it's also a fixed energy, which can be very reluctant to change and can be very stubborn. So that's why it's interesting, open up to change. And it is a new moon. So turning over a leaf to actually, yes, do something new, and perhaps let go of any stubbornness, reluctance, set in your ways, thinking that's been keeping you stuck. Okay. And sometimes maybe this is a little denial too, right? I mean, we can all go through that. Like, oh, what do you mean? Like, all of a sudden now I hit this age and I've been doing XYZ for exercise, and now like it's too much for me. Right? I mean, we all go through these things. So it can be even, finally acknowledging the changes that you are going through. All right, no reversals. Let's say, oh yeah, look, we got a 7 of Swords. Okay, let's try to move these up a little bit. We have a 7 of Swords. Oh my goodness. We have, okay, but we have a Temperance. That's very nice. Oh, and we have a Fool. Okay, this is so good. All right. Okay. So again, this is not medical advice. You do you. This is just a tarot reading here on YouTube. But there is something here where there can be, with the 7 of Swords, a little bit of lying to yourself about what does need to change. It can be like, I just don't want to deal with it right now. Like, I just, it's too much. I don't want to handle it. There could be just also, things around weight loss, especially temperance. So temperance can be about rebalancing your systems, which includes the scales, includes weight, but it can also be a balance in terms of like hormones, like we were saying. Okay. But if we're not talking about physical things here, It can also just be, spiritually, mentally, emotionally, right? Because maybe we need healing in those areas of our lives. It doesn't have to just be physical. So it can be too that we have to kind of bring ourselves back to center and really stop denying or stop lying to ourselves about what is bothering us, what does need to change in order to bring about a fresh start, healing, rejuvenation in our lives. And the thing what's interesting about the Fool is that it's ruled by Uranus, and that is the ruler of Aquarius. So, and that is a lot about freedom and not holding on to unnecessary things that don't move us forward, that we, baggage, whether it's physical, mental, emotional. So this also ties in with weight loss, too. Again, check with your doctor if that's something you want to do. I'm not saying you have to do that or anything. But there's just also feeling freer and letting go of baggage, but we can't let go of the baggage until we admit that, yeah, it's a problem. That's the thing that's blocking me. And, honestly, we could really want changes in our lives very much. And we wonder sometimes, and of course, this is just speaking in general, and also from my personal experience, is that sometimes they don't happen because we're not being decisive about the things we don't want in our lives anymore. We're like, oh, we want to change. We want to have all these new things. But we forget it is a balance, right? We cannot have the new come in until we address the inauthentic, Seven of Swords, the stuff that has to go. So that may be something also that some of you are looking at here, but this is extremely positive, the Fool. And the Temperance. Both of these are such strong, beautiful, healing energies that, once you start opening up to change and your own resistance or role in it, like I was just explaining, you can start making beautiful changes come into your life. And they can be extremely freeing and liberating. And the other thing I feel too, because of the kind of rebellious energy of Aquarius and then the Fool card, is you just don't give. Oh, IDGAF. IDGAF. You're just IDGAF. You can look up that acronym. Okay, that's how you are with this. That's what this energy is. I'm going to do me from now on. Why am I so worried and bothered of trying to, not draw attention to myself either? That's the Seven of Swords. I want to kind of slip under the radar. I don't want people to pay attention to me. And you're like, no, why am I even letting what other people are going to say bother me anymore? IDGAF, right? Here you are, the Fool, busting loose, busting free. And that is very healing. There's that group now, on I don't know where it is, on Facebook or around on the internet, the women who do not care, right? This is the vibe. That's enormously freeing. That's the thing too with this healing. It's about freedom, personal freedom to live your truth, speak your truth, do you, live your life and not try to pretend, Seven of Swords, to be something you're not, or try to please all these other people and lie to yourself. No, no more. Okay. All right. Let's see. But some of you, hormonal, chemical imbalances, and weight loss issues may be happening here. Okay. And also, if you have something going on with alcohol, this is also perhaps something to be looking at to get free of any imbalance with liquids. Okay. All right. Let's see what else we have going on. Let us see. Oh, surrender to the divine, full moon. Isn't that beautiful? Oh, wow. That is so nice. Okay. So that is the thing. This is very surrender. Surrender to prayer, surrender to your own freedom, surrender to being open, surrender and trust the universe that if you ask for help, the help will come for these changes, whether they be healers, whether they be doctors, whether they be a spiritual counselor, whatever it might be that you need, surrender it to the divine. It will be illuminated. It will come in and help you. Okay, the time will be ripe. This is likely to be happening at some sort of full moon. Now, this is a timeless reading. When we're looking at timings here, okay, keep that in mind. I'm going to pull a couple more tarots, but it depends, of course, on how soon you want to open yourself up to change. Okay. But it's amazing how when we finally admit things and we give up that control, and I got a lot of fixed energy in my chart, friends. So like, I definitely, I'm still kind of, working with these surrender and trust things myself. I'm much better at it than I used to be. But, so everybody's a work in progress. So it really is, you don't just surrender it over, hand it over to the universe, to the divine, and the right solutions will come for you. Yeah, 5 of coins here. Okay. And look, wow, the total opposite, like of a 5 of coins, the 9 of coins. Okay. There is probably some resistance to surrendering to the divine. And like I said, I get it, right? This 5 of coins can represent not feeling connected with spirit. 100% it can represent that. It also can represent the, physical healing that needs to happen, but it can also be spiritual healing. So there may be things to look at where you're not quite trusting in the divine, maybe from past bad experiences of, whatever, something happening. But it's a 5, which means the situation can change. And you can come to a sense of absolute wholeness and healing. Look at this beautiful 9 of coins, which is our Virgo energy. She has her little carrots. She's in a beautiful garden of healthy vegetables. So definitely for some of you who are resonating this with diet, there's definitely things going on there. But this is also about trusting in the universe that it can deliver you to a place of wholeness, healing, health, wealth, and happiness. Okay, that's the 9 of coins. So very, very positive energy here. But this is what it's counseling, the tarot saying, like, and also with this 5 of coins, it can be that you're feeling a sense of disconnection from yourself, from the universe, from spirit. So it can be about looking at ways where perhaps, again, this is perhaps, you isolate yourself rather than seeking the connection. Okay. And some people do that as a self-protective measure, of course. Okay. But again, the tarot's saying that doesn't have to continue like that anymore. If you really want to make positive changes in your life, it's going to be about connection, right? It's going to be about changing this type of situation that's been going on over here, and also really embracing your wellness potential, your ability to heal, whether it's healing your finances, healing your well-being, whatever it might be that you want to change here in your life, you can be divinely supported by the universe. All right, beautiful Teal group. Let's see what your question is, what Spirit wants you to know about. Oh, what can I do to improve my financial situation? Okay. Let's see what you need to know about that. What can you do to improve your financial situation? All right, we're going to put these face down so we don't get influenced. Let's get this deck. I like to stay consistent. This is normally the first one I pull. All right, we have that. Okay, let's pull our tarots. Again, we will put them face down. No reversals. Let's see what we have. What can you do to improve your financial situation? All right. So remember, everything's a metaphor with these cards. Okay, let's see what we have here. Oh, we have last quarter moon in Gemini. Clear your mind. Okay. And Moon in detriment. Cut your losses. Okay, interesting. All right. So of course, we got to reveal the tarot, but last quarter moon. So we're coming to the end of a situation. There's probably been a lot of rumination. There's been a lot of overthinking. There's been a lot of maybe analysis paralysis, going over and over and over again, something. Of course, Gemini loves to collect more data, more information, more knowledge, like, all the facts, all the figures, this, that, the other thing. So it can just be your mind is overwhelmed with too much information about how to improve your financial situation, so that nothing's happening because it's too overwhelming. Which, sometimes when we're given too much information, too many choices, you can't make a decision. Absolutely. And then we have Moon in detriment. Cut your losses. So there is something here, like, to make a decision and move on. So there could be something where, to improve your situation, perhaps, and again, this is just, I'm not telling you what to do. This is just a tarot reading here on YouTube, but it can be something where, maybe that investment's not paying off for me anymore. But it's the sunk cost fallacy. I put so much into it. I don't want to let it go. Maybe it'll turn around. Or I gave so much to this particular job or career, but they're not giving me the promotions, or they're not paying me more. Maybe it's time I start looking for another job. Okay. So maybe it's time to stop putting all this money into this house that we bought because it's a money pit, right? It can be whatever it is, apply to your life situation, but this is what it's saying. But it's very hard to cut your losses when there's too much information. So this is what it's saying. Clear your mind so that you can look at your situation from a cleansed perspective, a decluttered perspective. Okay, let's see what we need to know. Okay, we have a Queen of Coins. No reversals. We have an Ace of Cups. And we have a Temperance. Okay. So there is something here where whatever has been going on, there is a reluctance, I think, to let it go. The Queen of Coins is here. Like, you are still very focused on it. But this is also saying that you can refocus with the right opportunity. Ace of Cups is, to me, get really clear emotionally on what would fill up your cup, what would make you most happy in terms of improving your financial situation. And it's probably admitting that something does have to go. Something has to change that has not been paying off. You can keep concentrating, hoping that it'll pay off, but sometimes things just don't. And that's a tough pill to swallow. I get it. We've all been there, right? It's like, but why isn't it working out? It should get better. I'm giving it my all. I'm manifesting, I'm concentrating, I'm working hard. And sometimes the universe puts us in situations where we do have to let something go so that something better can come in. And that's what we have over here. To improve your financial situation, it is about saying yes to something that is going to bring about a change in your life, the Temperance, the Sagittarius, and it will bring more balance. There is something that is out of balance here, maybe, with this situation. And that can be, it's out of balance because they're not paying me enough, or too much money is going out instead of coming in for whatever reason. So something has to be cut out, But I can also bring my focus back to something that would work. That's the other thing here. This Ace of Cups, Temperance, something that would work and could positively change this situation with the Temperance. Okay, and bring my finances back to some sort of balance. Bring myself back to a balance and not feel like I'm like spinning my wheels. So aces for me are always about the self, number one. So it is about taking care of yourself emotionally, saying to yourself, what is going to make me most happy in changing this financial situation? And that's going to mean different things for different people, but that's the way to clear your mind. Like, it may not make me happy to cut out this particular thing from my budget, but I'm okay with cutting this thing out of my budget because it doesn't really serve me. It's not part of my evolution going forward. So, and some of you need to focus on making a change with your money flow and admitting that maybe something's not paying you enough, but it's also maybe also not making you happy anymore either. But you've been hanging in there. And I tell everybody, don't leave a job till you have another job, for darn sure, because of the way the economy is right now. So get something else lined up for yourself first. But there's something here about readjusting, temperance, your focus. Instead of making the losing thing trying to work, make the winning thing the workable. And the winning thing is the joy. Money loves joy. This is about flow. Financial situation, it's about the flow. But the flow starts with you. And right now, the flow cannot come in because your mind is too cluttered. Okay? And we're still focused on the losing proposition. That's why we have cut your losses. All right, let's keep going. Let's pull another one over here. We'll pull 2 more tarots. See what we need to know about this for you. We have time. Take time to breathe out. Okay, yeah. Well, there's definitely a lot of emotion. I'm going to pull another one. There's a lot of emotion going on with this energy. Like you're wound up very tight about this. Okay, so let's pull another one. We know that you got to breathe. And it's interesting because Gemini is associated with the lungs and we're getting, breathe out. But here's another thing about the lungs, which is interesting, is that the lungs hold grief. Okay. So if there is grief about cutting this losses, I mean, you may have things going on with your breathing, with your lungs, with, things of that nature. Okay. I just mentioned that because everything's connected. It's not just about our finances. It's also about our mental energy, our emotional energy, our physical energy. Everything is connected. We are not compartmentalized. And of course, when we get fearful, our breath gets shallow. All right, let's see what else we need to know. Your dreams need a practical plan. Okay. All right, we're going to cover up this breath one. We know about that. All right, your dreams need a practical plan. Full moon in Taurus. Now, of course, this is a timeless reading. So with these timings, it depends on when you're watching this video. The full moon in Taurus happens in Scorpio season. Okay, but this could, of course, be happening at some other time. But it's interesting. The color in this card matches our jewel. So you do want to change. I think at the end of the day, you would like a change. Okay? But we got to get a practical plan going here. And the first thing is to cut the losses. As a clear mind, cut losses. We know that. And then we got to honor our own emotional needs. And we got to be willing to make a change instead of holding on to focusing of what is not working. Okay, let's keep going. Let's pull 2 more. 5 of Swords. Okay, more stress. More mental stress, which goes back to this. Okay, we know that. It keeps telling us repeat messages, which is so interesting when this happens with tarot and oracle. Because Spirit is really driving home this message. Okay, like really driving it home. Ah, gorgeous. Ace of Swords. All right, I need another one though. We need a practical plan. But the Ace of Swords is interesting because that's also tied in with cutting losses. Okay. Yeah, 5 of Cups. All right, wow. Wow. So we've had 3 5s here. No, 2 5s. Excuse me. I thought that was a 5. We have the 5 of Cups and the 5 of Swords. Okay, so there may be some tears. I mean, this is what we were saying over here, that I was saying with this grief and this thing. Maybe the tears have already been happening. That's fine. We know that. We know that. So there's mental stress and tears. Okay, we know. We know that, universe. Give us the next phase of the plan. We know the Ace of Swords. we need the dreams need a practical plan. We got the Ace of Swords. Please give us another thing. But look at these aces. We have Ace of Swords, Ace of Cups. And we have the Virgo, the Hermit. All right. So the practicality, the Hermit. But it's also a spiritual practicality. It's higher wisdom, advice from your spirit guides. It's about the spiritual knowledge that you have that exists within you, and the messages that your soul has been trying to give you of what you need to nurture yourself, nurture your finances, grow your finances, right? We're improving financial situation. And really, as I said, finances, it's not just about numbers. I mean, that is part of it, but it's also about energetic flow, which is the two cards we have here, Ace of Cups and the Temperance. So getting yourself more aligned spiritually with what you want, admitting that maybe things have to change, things have to be refocused, and bringing yourself back to the center of your priorities instead of perhaps thinking of too much of other people. Ace of Swords can be about writing. It can be about making that clear, top of mind decision to cut and let something go, and we don't look back. Our mind is made up. We are razor sharp and focused, but there will be, yes, a practical plan that you will be writing out of how you're going to do this, okay, to change this, but also it needs spiritual alignment. So this may be a good opportunity for you to do some manifestation work with writing, absolutely. That it could help you get your mind clear. Instead of having everything just go round and round in your mind, that you actually put it on a piece of paper. Sometimes pro and con lists can really bring a lot of clarity. It could be something like that. But also, this is really listening to your spiritual guidance, this Hermit, taking time out for yourself to away from all this pressure, away from all of this energy, and just tune into what your soul really needs. And feel all the feelings. Gemini likes to get stuck in their head, but we have energy of feeling here. The Ace of Cups and the Five of Cups here. There may be a little bit here of accepting that something is over. It has passed, but that doesn't mean that things cannot be reborn in your life. They absolutely can be here. There can be a beautiful, divinely aligned change for you with this Temperance card and the Ace of Cups. It is time to shift your focus with the Queen of Pentacles on something that can actually work for you, and that will have a lot more alignment for your spirit. Let's put it that way. That things will be more in flow instead of you feeling like maybe you're fighting against what your higher self is trying to tell you or direct you to do next. Okay, so you can come up with a practical plan. I think the first part of the practical plan is to really acknowledge where something has to be cleared out in your life without overthinking. Tuning in with your heart space and then just saying, I'm done. It's just, there may be something legal involved. It's possible with the Ace of Swords. But the Hermit, the Virgo energy can also be about details. So this practical plan, but it's not just the details of running the numbers. It's also the details of what would make your spirit feel most aligned and happy. So keep that in mind. And now our beautiful golden yellow. What does Spirit want you to know right now? Let us see. What's the next best step for me to take? Okay. Next best step for you to take with whatever you got going on in your life. All right, let us see. I'm going to pull from this deck. Sorry, I'm out of focus there for a minute. Okay. Putting them face down so They don't influence us. You know how that is. Sometimes you see a card and then that's like in your mind when you're pulling the next cards. So, and that one. Okay, and then let's pull some tarot. No reversals. We will put these face down also. What's the next best step for you to take? All right, let us see. And everything's a metaphor with these, so take a breather. Okay, last quarter moon in Cancer. So last quarter moon, things are coming to the end of a cycle. So you could have just had a lot going on. Maybe you need some time to spend some time at home, Cancer energy, and rest. Take a breather, nourish yourself, get some rest, some sleep. Oh, and we have night moon shadow work. Okay. All right, now we've really gotten into the deep. Okay, so the next best step for you to take is take a moment out and look, we have the night, the Cancer energy, shadow work, and look at something that you don't want to look at, but that might emotionally be something that needs to shift right now. We got to pull some more tarot and see what's going on. But there's maybe some emotion. I mean, it's Cancer, it's emotional. There's maybe some emotional things to do with emotional intensity. It could be with home and family because of the Cancer. This could be, everything's a metaphor. Shadow could be somebody's in the shadows and you feel they're causing you problems and you're trying to figure out how to deal with it. This could be your own shadow with feelings that, you know, are envious or jealous, or maybe there's some anger there. And it's stuff like, you know, those types of intense, deep emotions that make us uncomfortable. We all have them. And to spiritually bypass and say, oh, I never get angry or I never get jealous or whatever, that's ridiculous. Everybody has this within them. We just don't live there and we don't act on that. But awareness is key. It is key. Okay, so there could be something here to, you know, just shift, deal with, or whatever, you know, we have going on. Okay, let's see. We have the 7 of coins. We'll see what the tarot reveals with this. Oh, we got some Pluto. Talk about shadow. There you go. Death card. Okay. And we have the wheel. All right, interesting. So we have breaking a cycle here. All right, this is what I feel. There's about to be an important new commitment in your life, whether business or personal. There is something new coming in. It's getting ready. It's going to require you, I think, to give it your all, is to be all in on it. There may be something here where you are having still one foot in the past and thinking that you can move forward with an opportunity. There's something here I feel some of you are not trusting your future of what's coming. And that's the shadow. Okay, is the distrust. Which is why you're keeping an option over here. Okay, so again, apply to your life. This could be, well, I don't trust that this relationship's going to work out. So I kind of have somebody in my back pocket I'm still flirting with. Or I don't trust that this, person is going to do what they said they were going to do for me. So I have a backup plan with this other person, or I'll just do it myself or whatever, right? There's stuff going on here. That is what I feel. Okay. And that needs to change. The next best step for you to take is to take a step back, a breather, acknowledge where you are unhealthily keeping options open, not fully invested or committed because you're worried that something's not going to work out for you, which is the shadow, the lack of trust. Okay, so that's what I think. And that's what can change here. That's what needs to change. I mean, this is the question. The next best step is to release that, release the distrust, release feeling like you always have to have backup options, that you're not really all in and committed. Because here's the thing, the Cancer energy is interesting because, Cancer energy can be very self-protective. They're the crab after all. Okay. And again, this is just speaking in general here. So crab energy can really protect themselves emotionally. They don't allow themselves to become fully emotionally invested or vulnerable a lot. I mean, they can, of course, do that, but it takes a lot for them to get to that point because there can be distrust there because they have gotten hurt so many times and they do take hurt so very personally. That's why they have that hard, Cancer shell. So that's what I'm saying here, but not everybody or every opportunity is out to hurt us, get us, etc. So there is something I feel here with trusting more in the opportunities that are coming. And here's the wheel, which is so interesting because it is Jupiter. Jupiter is about faith. It is about trust. It's about belief. It's like, yes, it's lucky. I believe I am lucky. I believe things are working out for me. I believe that people will come through for me. So Pluto really shredding that, with this death card here, really shredding those old beliefs that are coming from the shadow. That is my point. Okay. All right. Let's see what else we have going on here because there's something beautiful coming in. I mean, look at this. And as of the day of this filming, Jupiter is in Cancer and will be until June 30th, 2026. So I think that's interesting too. Okay. Let's see what else we need to know about the next best step to take. You are good enough. Oh, full moon in Virgo. Yes. So absolutely. There can be energies here of self-protection because, maybe there's some deep shadow work to be done about deservedness. Let's pull one more. Okay, but you are good enough. You are good enough to have this new opportunity. It's time to take action. Okay. Yeah, so the next best step, it is going to be time to take action. We have the Aries, the new moon in Aries, which of course happens in Aries season, but this, timing can be at any point here. So let's pull a couple more tarots, but so it's time to take action, I think, to go deep within, see, look at these situations that I've been discussing. And if this is not related to you, as I said before, maybe you're dealing with a family member who is really, kind of working for the shadow as it might be. And maybe this person's very manipulative and, keeps you invested in the relationship because they play on your sense of self-worth and self-esteem. They try to manipulate you, try to make you think you aren't good enough so that you keep them around. So there could be something like that going on also. And it could be that it's time to take action to release that person from your life. All right, but let's see. It's time to take some action. After we take a breather, it's time to assess all this, but then it's time to start a new cycle of trust in ourselves, the universe. And with the Aries energy, it's about independence. It's about bravery. Yeah, Knight of Swords. Wow. And the Star. Isn't that gorgeous? Okay. So we have immense healing going on here. We have a path to your future here, the Star. So the Knight of Swords that came out when we're talking about this time to take action can absolutely be about cutting a tie loose and not looking back. So it can refer to this situation that we had over here, but it is also, it's decisive action. It is swift. It is, okay, once I took this breather and assessed, I am cutting my past loose and I'm moving forward with speed, the wheel, Aries, speed, toward a beautiful new future, which is the Star card. Okay, it is healing, it is cleansing, it is, of course, the Aquarian energy, where Pluto is right now and will be for the next 15 years. So it is about diving deep into that which prevents us from accessing our future. Pluto is about getting out the rot. It's about looking at things that are toxic and not just looking at them, but actually releasing them, which is what you can do. That is the next step to take, is to move toward your future, Star card, with absolute clarity of mind and of heart and emotions, because you were brave, Aries, and looked at things that were not too pleasant to look at. But you did not get stuck there. You realized you are good enough to have a healing change in your life. That's also very Virgo, very Star card. And you can move forward to your next destiny. I always look at this as a new chapter, a destiny opening up for you with this star. And of course, the Aquarian energy, very futuristically oriented with this card. So, but there will be bravery required. I mean, that's the thing with this Aries energy and the Knight of Swords. In cutting loose this tie, or at least letting it not have as much of an effect on you anymore. Sometimes certain ties in our lives we can't get rid of. I mean, their family as an example. Of course, you can always, not speak to someone again. That's your choice. But sometimes you can't, and they're still in our lives, but we can recognize where the shadow energy is coming from, and we can choose to cut our energy off from it as much as possible, because there could also be something here where they've kind of sucked you into their shadow. They've sucked you into their energy, and it is acting as a drain on you. It's keeping you maybe, stuck, emotionally stuck in some way. But this Knight of Swords is really powerful in this whole reading. This is like cutting through all the BS, cutting through any manipulation, any, emotional gymnastics that you put yourself through to try to convince yourself, to stay with somebody. No, this is we are moving on bravely, quickly. We are also speaking our truth with the Knight of Swords. We are using our words in our own defense to draw a boundary. And then we move fast and we're out of there. Okay, so I'm not just standing there arguing. I am moving fast and I'm out of there, because I am moving to the healing waters, this beautiful, peaceful star card of reinvigoration, new beautiful things happening in my life. And with this wheel, a new opportunity that is coming in for me that is divinely aligned and orchestrated. And pile number 5, our little beautiful green here, our light green. Let's see what Spirit would like you to know right now. Ooh, what chapter is about to come to completion? Oh, okay. Let us see what you need to know about that. What chapter is about to come to completion? Okay, let's get our cards here. We're going to put these cards face down so we do not get influenced. All right, let's see. Pile number 5. What chapter is about to come to completion? All right, I got that one. That one. All right, and let's do our tarot. No reversals. We will put these face down also, so we don't get influenced. You know how that works. Sometimes you see a card and then that's in your subconscious. You could get influenced. We don't want to be influenced. We want pure energy from Spirit. Okay, let's see what we have here. Pile number 5. What chapter is about to come to completion? Oh, we have Shine. New moon in Leo. Okay. And we have take the lead, which is very Leo, the moon's wisdom. Okay, so the chapter that's coming to completion is something where there wasn't shining and there wasn't leadership, let's say. So you are coming out of a situation, you're leaving a chapter where there was not recognition, where there was not an opportunity to show up and shine and lead and be brilliant and let the world know who you are, to get recognition, respect, love, care, trust, all the things. Okay, so that's coming to completion. This is what's coming in for you. This is not what's ending. This is what's new. Okay, what's ending is the opposite of these energies. And what's interesting, of course, about the Leo is that Leo energy is about our heart space in the astrological wheel. So you are ending a chapter where maybe your heart was not satisfied with, like I said, the love, care, trust, respect, honor, opportunities that were coming to you. But that's changing. Beautiful things are happening. Look at this. All right, let's see what we have here. Look, oh my God, look at this. We have the Sun card. Wow. Oh my gosh, this Temperance. This has come out in almost every reading. And you see, I'm shuffling, I'm picking. And a Nine of Swords. Okay, so this is the chapter that's coming to completion. This feeling of being left out, Nine of Swords, of worry, of, have I been overlooked? There's a nightmare that is ending and changing for you. Okay, the nightmare is over, is what I feel with this. And what's coming in, I may pull even some extra tarots. I pull a few more with another oracle card, but I'm going to pull a couple more. But what's coming in here is, gorgeous. Look at this. There's a travel opportunity. There is an opportunity for you to enjoy in the fruits of life. Anything that gives you pleasure, anything artistic, children, creativity, gardening. It's the joys of life. That is the Sun card. It's a healing energy. So especially if mentally you've been a little, under the weather, shall we say, a little sad, maybe grieving someone, a little melancholy, that chapter is about to come to completion. If you're grieving someone, my heart goes out to you. It's a very rough situation. And it's not that, we forget that person, but gradually, hopefully, the sun comes out again in our lives. It takes time. So I don't say that flippantly about, if you've lost someone, I don't mean it in that way. But some of you may be, starting to, have the sun take the lead in your life, where more joy, more pleasure is starting to come in after a time of sadness. Okay, so this is fantastic. And the Temperance is about a beautiful, of course, alchemical, spiritual change. It is angelic protection. It is about new life as well. She's got her little toe dipped in the water here. So there's something new that you may be trying out also. Like you're sticking a toe in, the metaphor. You're gonna just see where something goes, but you enjoy it. Always choose from your heart space here. Choose from the sun. Now, this may not land in your lap, this new thing. You may need to take the lead and go out there and find what feels emotionally aligned for you. As it says here, the moon's wisdom, take the lead. Moon is always associated with our emotions, our family, our home life. So, you may need to go out there and find what this thing is, this new thing that you'll stick a toe in and try. Okay. But there's definitely the energy here of the dawn of a new day and so much more light and happiness coming in for you. So that is absolutely beautiful. Some of you are really going to have this opportunity, if this applies to your life, to be much more in the spotlight with your creative works. There could be something of fame, recognition from the public in some way. This can be energy of overnight success, if that applies to you, especially in the creative sense. Like you've been praying, you've been asking and praying, and you've been still trying to make something happen with your creative life. Finally, all the energies come together at the right time, and it's like that overnight success, right? It's like the idea that nobody sees the 10,000 hours, 20,000 hours of hard work that went in before all of a sudden this person's everywhere on the internet, on social media, on TV, etc. It's like that type of thing. So, all right, let's pull another card here. We will pull some more tarots also. Well, this is beautiful. A chapter of struggle and obscurity and sadness is coming to completion for you. It's so interesting. I mean, this green jewel here, it's really associated with the heart chakra. So this is, whoa, wow. Did you see what just fell out? More Leo. Are you kidding me? Look at this. New moon in Leo, new moon in Leo. Confidence is your key to success. Yeah. Wow. Okay. So you're going to be confidently beginning something new. Now, this is a timeless reading. I am, filming it not in the Leo season. But things, of course, can manifest before Leo season. But this is a clear indicator that Leo season, it could be really, really special for you. So whenever you're watching this, make sure you know when Leo season begins in July and then into August, because there could be some beautiful opportunities coming for you. I mean, look at we have triple Leo energy here. And then we have this confidence. So something too with you taking the lead in creating your own success. Okay. With these two energies. All right. Let's pull some tarots. Let's see what we need to know about that. You are getting your energy, your mojo, your confidence back. Beautiful. Wow, Three of Swords. Isn't that interesting? Right? Because we said that's what's ending. We know this. And a Four of Cups. Okay. So 4 weeks to 4 months from when you're watching this, okay, the universe could really be bringing in some sort of opportunity for you. It's going to help you. This opportunity that's going to come in. I mean, I think there's going to be at least 3 opportunities with this triple Leo, but there's one coming soon with this Four of Cups. See the hand coming in, and see on her shirt, I don't know if you can see, but her shirt says over it. You will be over it. There's still a little something you are going through here, okay? But you're coming out of it slowly. But you have had a blockage to your success. That's the chapter that's coming to completion. There's been grief, sorrow, which Three of Swords can be just, it's a block. It's a block to your heart's desires. Something is coming in between you and your heart's desires. And sometimes that happens in life. We go through different things. It's just part of life, okay? But you're coming out of that. The universe is bringing this in, and you confidently saying yes to it is going to start the wheel rolling, is going to start this energy shifting for you. It may be just something small, but you're going to say, you know what? I'm going to take that little chance. I'm going to say yes to that coffee date, or I'm going to sign up for that art class that I just saw in the newspaper, or I'm going to do XYZ. Universe brought something to my door, and instead of me sitting there and still feeling sad, I'm gonna go for it. I'm gonna say yes. I'm gonna try. And that trying and that little confidence that you have that you can start moving forward again in your life, that's gonna open up all this other stuff. Okay, so like I said, I think this is coming in 4 weeks to 4 months with this here. Okay, but it's going to bring healing. It's going to bring that door opening energy for all this other good stuff to start coming in. And let's pull one more. Let's see what we need to know. What does this say? We have be bold and make the first move. Okay. Cardinal moon. Cardinal energy is Aries, Cancer, Libra, and Capricorn. So those may be also important seasons for you, or people with those signs may be important. But I think, but Leos can definitely be bold energy. I think once you start moving forward again with this Four of Cups and this like getting your confidence back and trying new things, you are going to be emboldened to make another move forward toward your future with this. And you will be taking the lead. This one is going to come to you from the universe, this Four of Cups. All you need to do is say yes to it if it feels aligned for you. Then, once, like I said, you get your energy back, you're going to be making some moves here. Be bold and make the first move. All right, let's see what we need to know about that. Oh, we have the devil. Okay. I'm trying to hide him. Okay, we got him. And we have the moon. Wow. Okay. This is what I feel. There may still be an energy around you. Let's just put this over here. So we don't really want it to disturb us too much. Okay, we'll put it over there. But we're clarifying this. I think that this little Four of Cups thing that comes in and kind of boosts your spirits again, that's going to give you the revitalized energy to cut other toxic things out of your life. There may be still some lingering shenanigans with this Nine of Swords, Three of Swords, as exemplified by the Devil and the Moon card. So there could be an emotional situation that you are still kind of trapped in that's very toxic, the Devil. Could be home-related, family-related with the Moon. But it can just also be feeling trapped in fears, trapped in codependency, like waiting for permission. If you're in one of those types of relationships that, please. My Aries self is like, oh, please. Where you feel like you have to ask for permission before you can do anything. So be bold and make the first move. This cardinal moon is definitely like, I'm cutting loose this shenanigan, this Devil and Moon. I am not going to allow my happiness, my Leo, this gorgeous heart energy, triple Leo, to be held captive by doubts and fears and other people's toxic shenanigans. There could be an energy around you that does not want you to shine, that does not want you to heal and feel better. They may benefit in some way from you staying stuck and unhappy. That's what you're going to be changing. Okay. And you will make the first move to get this out of your life and that's again, the chapter coming to completion, because so much healing and better things are on their way for you. And you do not have to suffer with this type of energy in your life that just continues to cause you pain and upset. Okay, you can make the first move, tell the universe, I'm done with this, and move along and get that out of your life and take the lead, right? Take the lead on this. Don't wait for somebody to change. They're just going to give you the same shenanigans that they have been giving you all along. So if we're dealing with a blocked situation here, the blockage is an energy around you that does not want you to be happy. Straight up. And they're blocking your blessings. And that is something that needs to come to completion, in my opinion, from these cards and with support from Spirit. Thank you so much for being here, for trusting your intuition, and for sharing your energy with me. Remember, the right message finds you at the right time, and Spirit clearly wanted you to hear this today. And remember, if you'd like to go deeper, check the links below for my email list and personal readings. And until next time, may your path unfold with clarity and magic. Love you guys. Take care. Stella Wilde, signing out.